Toto Run Film Sleep. It's been a while, I know, but we're back. Older, but we're back. Almost 3 years ago, I put out this video, which I call the Desert Island case. The idea was to put every essentials in one 1510 Pelican case, every essential for a second assistant camera. Quite a lot of people, actually, for my standards, liked the video, so I thought, why not give all these people, which in the past few months gave me their likes, an update. So today we're here for actually an update. Almost 3 years went by, and when I'm traveling between countries, I'm not traveling with just one case anymore. My basics, my essentials kinda evolved into 3 cases. That's the magic number I came up with. 2 of these cases have stuff inside. One of the 3 is actually empty. Why? Some of you might know this already, might know what a standby bag is. For those of you who don't really know already, I'm gonna explain it to you in this video, so stay tuned. Without further ado, let's dive into it. This is gonna be a fixed cam, and I'm gonna take you through each of these cases. Let's do it. Alright, so the first case is what I labeled as Max 1. It's just a label because I have also a Max 2, same case, different purpose. What I use this for when I'm traveling is to put all my tools. So what's inside? So first things, air duster, self-explanatory. Then black paper tape, also called sure tape. It's very useful for anything related to matte boxes and filters. You're gonna see if you start doing this job, but in a bunch of situations you might want to use black to avoid reflections and paper tape to avoid leaving glue on any piece of equipment. Moving on, fingerless fingerless gloves. Never use them, but I have them. Just some can air, as I explained in other videos. This is expendables, so don't really need to worry about that. Again, other expendables, Kimtech, and why I put tape around them, around the box, to avoid that the box falls apart. It's very easy. It's just made of paper, so it's usually with rain and stuff just completely falls apart within 1 week. And then some slates. So I have a small one. I also have a even smaller one. Then I have a regular size one. And finally, I have lens chart. I also attached a little focus chart here, and basically during prep you might need to shoot some tests for VFX. You're gonna need one of these unless you want to use a slate, but this just looks nicer. You already have all the cells here for everything, from ISO, white balance, codecs, pretty much everything. So first pouch. These are tools that usually I keep on me. Laser tape. It's more of a first SC tool. Sometimes the first SC forgets this, so I just have it ready on me. And this is both in feet and meters. Moving on, some scissors. In the video from 2 years ago about second assistant camera tools, I didn't have them already. These are from Westcott, very good. They look stupidly small, but they're very, very efficient. So I really recommend something like this. Then leather one, multi-tools, yeah, self-explanatory, is very useful. Little brush, just for all those dusty situations. Then we got a flat screwdriver. This is gonna be your best friend for pretty much every job. Then a head torch or headlamp. This is also gonna be one of your best friends for a lot of scenarios. Then this is in meters. I actually don't have the one which is both meters and inches or feet from Stanley, the Fat Max. I'm soon gonna get one of those, I swear. For now, I only have this very small, stupid one. This both meters and feet, but only up to 3 feet, I believe. And it's yeah, it's a very cheap one. So I would recommend just buy the Fat Max from Stanley, and you're good to go for, yeah, this is so bad. And you're good to go for every kind of situation. Then a small LED lancer, very useful for the slate as well. When it's dark, you might want to just, you know, light your slate, and then you're good to go. But yeah, light is always good. And finally, we got V-Board Master, my favorite whiteboard marker for slate. Moving on. Next pouch, very useful, Allen keys. All Allen keys, all kind of Allen keys. But the most useful, I already said this in the video from 3 years ago. Imperial, we have the 532 and the 316. While metric, we have a 3, we have a 4, and a 5. I also have a 6 in my kit. I don't really use it, but it's there. So these would be, as I said already in the other video, the most useful ones. Then, of course, I also have some bigger ones. These one of these, I don't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure it's Imperial. It's gonna be useful if you wanna get Cardellini headlock on a fluid head. Other than that, the 8, for example, is used mainly by grips. I've never really seen them in a camera department kit, but yeah, you never know. I have them on me, you never know. This is just a metric set of Allen keys. Next pouch. We got a small set of screwdrivers from Beta, very useful. Torques, not as common as Allen keys, but they're still very useful, and you're gonna bump into accessories, camera accessories, which require Allen keys. Then I have some pliers. It's good to have an extra pair of pliers. You have them in your Leatherman already, any kind of multi-tool as pliers, but sometimes you just need the, the double plier. These are just Gorilla Grips. I used to carry them on me all the time, but the chest pouch just becomes very, very heavy, so yeah. Then just a couple of screwdrivers. Never really use them, so yeah. I have this shoe. If you got a bigger set of screwdrivers, good for you. And final pouch, it's way more random. Not really random stuff, but you got this for the mag liners or fold it or whatever card you're using. You might get a flat tire. Then you get a chalk to mark actors, cameras, whatever, or any surface where you can't stick tape, or this is just faster sometimes. And then a bunch of extra stuff like cutters, and then a lighter, and then some golf tees. These should stay in actors marks bag. I recommend having like a small bag with all kind of actors marks, sausage marks, tee marks, golf tees. Golf tees are used, for example, I used them once in the boots. First case is done. That is DIY dividers I made. I just need some better pins to fix the dividers. Okay, let's move on to the second case. So we got case number 2, which I labeled Pelican 2. So what's inside this poly case? Inside this poly case is stuff that I would normally keep on the truck or in whatever storage area it's available. during the shoot. It's not stuff that I need on set, it's just stuff that I'm gonna need during prep, and maybe during the shoot if something goes wrong, or like if I need a backup, or if there is like a special situation where I need something from here. Other than that, this case would stay not on set. Let's probably start from the lead here. We got VNCs, I have cables, of course, and these very nice magnetic BNC attachments, I would say. You can find these on Prisma. If you need to get an onboard monitor on and off a camera very often, very frequently, this is gonna be very helpful. Down here, we got this is nothing essential, this is just something which is gonna make your life easier. Something which I bought from Backpack Rig, American brand. They basically make magnetic attachments and cables for to power cameras through block batteries, for example, or like through maybe B mounts and V mounts, but you're actually gonna need XLR female, like you can have a V mount plate with an XLR out, and then you can use this cable as well in that case. Moving on to power. For power, I have a LEMO D-tap cable, D-tap to LEMO 2-pin. Then I have a DC to LEMO 2-pin as well. And that's it. A LEMO 2-pin to 2-pin would be very useful. Then here I have some spare antennas. There is something that you should check with the antennas. I don't know if it's like the frequency or something else, but some antennas are better to be used with like some devices, like some newer devices rather than older ones or whatever. I don't know much about it. I just know that you have to maybe check with the rentals before actually using one of your own private stuff on their equipment, and antennas as well. Then I have some walkie-talkies, headphones, then some spare material, bongo ties and cable holders, like, well, not holders, but like cable cover. You can actually wrap your cable if you have for example, a BNC and then a power cable. You can just wrap them together in this nice protection thingy. Then I also have something that you don't really need to buy. You can just do it with some tennis balls and our C-stands covers. In all those situations where you have to make as little damage as possible, some steel fingers or some tennis balls are going to be very useful because they might save some floors. So production is going to be grateful for that. Then moving down, I have some safety stuff. I showed this already in the previous video. It is a daisy chain with some carabiners, very good whenever the camera, for example, has to, look down, or all those situations where the camera could drop. And then I have some smaller metal wires, and I use this for the mat box, to secure the mat box to the camera, along with safety rings. 3/8, you get the 1/4 as well. Very useful. You just screw them on top of a camera handle, for example, and then you just tie this wherever it's gonna make it safe. Moving to the pouch on the side, here we have some safety grip stuff. We have a safety strap, and then we have this frog for easy rig. Actually, this is actually not that good. It's better to get the one where you only get this part, because this just makes it too long, so it's not very useful, but I have it. All right, let's move down to what's here. We got a P-Touch from Brother, very useful to create any kind of labels, from filter tags to pouch labels, whatever. Then moving on to Sushi Grip. This is just a random name, but we got some mixed stuff here, from 190mm rod to some cheap cheese plates to some Teradek holders Then we got an extension for ultralight type of magic arm. Then we got some clamps. We also got one of these. This V-mount holder. There's gonna be actually plenty of situations where you might want to put a V-mount hanging somewhere, and this is gonna be very, very useful. Maybe with a clamp, so you can clamp it whatever you want, or maybe even on the camera if you need like to put some kind of power source, like a small V-mount on the camera to power something else. You just screw this on the camera, V-mount, and you're good to go. Any more interesting stuff? Maybe this very extra small 15mm rod. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be useful at some point. I haven't used it yet, but you never know. And this is just from small rig 15mm rod holder. Moving on, we have some magic arms. I don't have a lot of magic arms actually. I have a Noga. Then I have a part of ultralight with array pins, but any ultralight type of magic arm is gonna be great. Then I got this from Lens Camera Tools. It's basically the final part of a ultralight arm, which you can just put straight onto quick release. You just need to get the one for the right quick release, of course. I know that the one from Lens are compatible with 16:9, so if you're interested in getting one of these, I think it's gonna fit also your more conventional, in a way, 16:9. I just don't have 16:9 because they're very expensive, and Lens is a bit cheaper, so I went for the cheaper stuff. My bad. And finally, yeah, in the Magic Arms kit, I also have the very small one from Small Rig. Very useful. A couple of clamps from Stanley. Then these are just wraps, really. You're gonna need those. These are essentials to wrap anything. Say you need to give a lens to another unit, to B-cam, which is going away to shoot some other stuff. You have a spare case maybe, but it doesn't have any foam, and it's too big for the lens. You might want to, put a couple of wraps around the lens, put the lens in whatever case you have, and you're good to go. Then moving on, these are quick releases, and the way they work is very simple. You have one part which stays whatever you screw this on, and then the other part can travel, or actually other way around as well. You can just screw this somewhere, and then you can have this coming in and out just like that. And then there is a leveler, and it's locked. You can find a lot of pictures online as well if you have never seen one of these. But it's very useful, just makes things faster, and instead of like screwing and unscrewing, you can just use quick releases. And then in the quick release case, which doesn't really have anything to do with quick release, is a R&B from Arri, just to hold a rod, 15 or with a reduction, or 19, and just to build the camera. Moving on, I have a bunch of spare screws, 1/4 and 3/8, lot of different lengths. Just go to your local shop or anywhere and just buy a bunch. I have 5 centimeters, 3, 2, 2.5, any sort of screws. Then we got some washers, simple metal washers, any size. These are actually metric. You should get some imperial ones so they fit better your imperial screws. Then we got some spigots. Spigots and anything related, really. Caudalo, reductions, like this. If you go on Amazon and you type spigots, you can get sets with all of these, and then you just build your own kit. Just make sure to have some each one of these, at least a couple of units for each, I would say. But yeah. Okay, moving on. We got some expendables. Actually, my plan is not really my plan. It's a plan from a colleague of mine. Is to have a Pelican case just for expendables. For now, I just have in this case, which travels with me, just a small case with a bunch of expendables. WD-40 cable ties, some viewfinder, eye cushions, some dual locks. I would say some Velcro is even more useful. White vinyl, electrical tape, and then some pens and pencils as well. I don't know, a bunch of stuff. Yeah, whiteboard markers, refill, just a bunch of stuff which, yeah, it's expendables, and I just like to have a pouch with me at all times. And with expendables, I also have one of these. Yeah, these are just swabs to clean camera sensors. There are different sizes as well for different camera sensor sizes. We got some AA batteries, some AAA batteries. Some of these, the Sony, what's it called? I don't remember. Oh yeah, the NPF M500H. These are the SXU, WCU4. I think the C Motion as well uses this. The one I just listed are all focus hand units. They're not essentials, but just to have them. And I also have a couple of these. These are Nucleus M batteries. Again, these are not essentials. You don't need to have them, but it's just for me to be to feel kind of safer, because you never know. You know, if you don't have batteries, you cannot really use the gear. So yeah. Then we have a charger for the WCU4 batteries, the Sony NPF. Then we have one of these. Not essentials. I don't know why I have it. It's a nice light. Okay, last couple of things. This was originally from one of those Ari bags. They sell them with some rain covers, and I just use it as a camera cover. When you have small setups, you can just put the camera underneath. It's gonna cover it pretty decently. It's not the best. It's not a Harrison standby cover, but yeah, end of the job. And finally, yeah, little lamp, a reading lamp, reinforced actually with some cable cover, and then here I just built a little protection out of like plastic, and yeah, I just wrapped it with paper tape because otherwise it would just crack. That's what happened with another one I had. So it just to make it like a little bit sturdier, you can find creative ways to make that as well, or you can just buy a more expensive one. I don't know, but this works for me at the moment. So yeah. And here, last but not least, we got some tags, camera tags, filter tags, and yeah. Alright guys, this was the second one. Let's move on to the final and third one. Last but not least, the 1510. The only 1510 I have at the moment. And funny enough, in the video from 2 years ago, the idea was to fit everything inside this Pelican case. What's been used this for at the moment? Let's see. As I said before in the intro, this is pretty empty, and it's supposed to be this way, because the idea is that on a shoot you're gonna get filters, spare cables, batteries as well inside what's called a standby bag. So the idea for me is to use the 1510 as a standby bag. I have pouches for smaller items and cables, and I have these dividers, this DIY track pack. Here they're just stuff that would come out anyways. You have my chest pouch, which I already went through in my previous video, but I use a chest pouch for work. And then this little slate, I keep it in my chest pouch at all times because it's so small, it's light, it's not a big deal. And then you gotta just rain cover, which can really stay anywhere. Doesn't really have to be in your standby bag, although it's always good to have a rain cover with you at all times, unless you have other bags nearby, maybe on the mag liners. If it's a situation where you can actually have a mag liner nearby, that's perfect, don't worry about it. Otherwise, this can fit here or whatever. Then a small lens wrap, same thing I said before, it's just good to have lens wraps. And then yeah, some tapes. I usually keep them on my belt, and it's just a little safety strap, and that's it. So that's the idea of my standby bag. I still prefer bags, but when traveling, when you don't really know where you're going, if it's gonna be raining, if it's gonna be muddy, I just feel safer with a Peli case. When I say Peli case, I don't really mean the brand Pelican. I just mean anything rugged, which is kind of waterproof and where you can just fit stuff in and feel safe about it. That's it. And yeah, this is just a little cheap focus chart. I think I'm gonna have one 3D printed because this blends after a while, so not very useful. But the idea is just to have it one on me at all times, either in my chest pouch or in my standby bag, because it's very common for first ACs to ask you to get some focus marks, and then you can just slide this in where the actors or whatever needs to be in focus is supposed to be. The focus puller is gonna take marks, and then you just leave. And yeah, that's it, guys. That was it. I hope you enjoyed it. I just wanted to give you an update because I feel this was long overdue. I don't really upload much here on YouTube, as you can see, but I still enjoy putting out a video from time to time through this channel. We can also like exchange some ideas, so we can also make improvements together. If you have any recommendation, any thoughts, just feel free to share it in the comments down below. And until the next video, yo!